like how many guys are still there from like 2 years ago, like when I first like left the team? Probably not too many. So it probably helped that I played like most of the games against Colorado this year. So I think that's a little bit more helpful than like practice like 3 years ago. But yeah. Just being on the ice with like Nate or Mikko, obviously it helps like getting to know their tendencies and seeing them and watch them play and playing with them, obviously. But it's a whole new team.
Phil, obviously you were with this team last year. You know, we've asked a lot of the guys about sort of the turnaround that this group has had from last year to this year. What has it been? What has stuck out to you from your perspective that's helped fuel that?
Yeah, I think we're way more consistent than last year. Last year was tough for us to. Especially with COVID, the core wasn't really grown together. There was not really a big chemistry, and you had to play a certain amount of games to get that going, get that chemistry, that feeling going with your line mates. And I think like this year, it's been pretty consistent, and we have like 4 unbelievable lines who can all score, and that also helps too, right?
How much do things change for a goaltender through a playoff series when you're seeing the same team night after night and having to face the same thing? Do things change at all? Do you expect different things from a night to night as they change things and adjust to you and vice versa?
Nothing really. It feels like playing against Arizona, right? We just played them like 3 times in a row. It's kind of like the same feeling. It's a little mini playoff series there. Nothing really changes. You get to know them better and better as the game goes on, and it's kind of nice to play the same team over and over again.
As you get, one taste of winning a playoff game, then a playoff series, and the Stanley Cup, why does it drive you to want more and earn more after that?
Hoisting the cup, lifting that thing. We have a couple guys who got to experience that, and going through a season and battling with the guys on the ice and having fun and just finally lifting the trophy is a dream come true, and that's why we all play, and that's why fans are supporting us all year, and without them we wouldn't be here. So we also want to do it for them and for the city.
At one point, did this season really begin to feel real for you and these guys, like that this team's going places?
It started in training camp. We had a couple new guys on board, and you can always like tell right away. And the season started great for us compared to last year. And we like there was a feeling in that room that this group can do something special. And you have to play 82 games before or like in order to get here, and we did that, and we did it in a great way compared to last year. And now the work starts. Good.
For us, when you're playing a team like that, obviously we have a lot of respect for them. They're a good hockey team over there. So we've always, hopefully rose to the occasion, and maybe that's why they've been tight. I don't know, but I think the biggest thing for us, like I said, is right from the get-go here, we have to get to our game. You don't want to try and dip your toe in. You want to jump all the way in. So that'll be our game plan.
Is there any way to fully eliminate nerves in that first game coming out onto the ice, or do you just kind of embrace that it's going to be there?
Yeah.
And you have to get
I don't. I think you just got to embrace it. The playoffs are fun. You come to the rink, you feel that extra pressure, but that's always the time that guys show up to play. That makes it more fun. So I think the biggest thing, we have a lot of guys in this room. We haven't had playoff runs together, but we have a lot of guys in this room who have been in the playoffs, have won cups. So we have that experience, and I don't expect us to be shy away.
You did a good job of limiting Nate McKinnon, obviously an illegal scorer.
Yeah.
What was important to that? Because he only scored one regulation goal against.
You know what? He's a big time player. I think it's not even that'll be obviously a challenge to try and do as much as we can against him. He's a big part of their team, not only him but other guys too. So I think anytime you're playing a team, especially with guys who are superstars like that, you have to try and limit their time and space. You got to try and make things hard for them. You don't want to obviously give them stuff on the power play. Those are all things that we obviously have to try and control as much as we can. And guys like that, you have to know when they're on the ice. You want to know the situation you're in and doing the right things with the puck.
They're obviously a very mobile defense core, a lot of puck movers there. How vital is it going to be for you guys to sort of establish that forecheck when you can against them?
Yeah, I mean I think that's one of the biggest strengths of their team is how they break out the puck. They're fast back there, they're mobile, and not only that, but they jump into the rush and they create offense for them too. So, as much as we can, obviously we got to get hits on them. We have to try and put pucks into good places for so we can get forechecks and make it as hard as we can on them. These are all things that we've talked about, and obviously keys. And I'm sure they're thinking the same thing.
And how do you try to balance, I guess, that desire to establish that forecheck and get those hits, like you said, with also being responsible to make sure you're not giving them the rush lanes?
Yeah, no, I know there's a lot to think about there for sure, but I think the biggest thing for us is we have to try and put the pucks in places where we can forecheck. If you do that and you have speed on it, you can make it as hard as you can. But if you don't, you make their goalie play pucks and they're able to get look forward. It's tough to compete with those guys. So that's going to be the biggest thing, I think, is obviously trying to create opportunities that are in our favor to get obviously space and create forechecks to create offense. So all tough tasks.
I have a light question for you. Playoff beards.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to have the skills to grow the best one?
Lars has already had his growing for a long time, I think. Megs he looks like he could be a good one. There's a few interesting ones I'm excited to see. I think a lot of guys start a little. I think for me it was as soon as we got the clinch, you start to let it go. So hopefully it'll get all the way to the end.
Anybody going to need to grab some Rogaine or something to try to grow out theirs a little?
Yeah, there'll probably be a few guys that definitely can't grow beards.
Yeah. No, the other playoff experiences we didn't win a series really, so definitely can take from that one. I think the biggest thing is just how the team came together and didn't give up, and how momentum shifts are meaningful in games. I think in game one we got behind a few goals, and in the locker room we stuck with it and kept going, and we got a goal and we kind of fed off of it and never gave up. So I don't know. We played as a unit of 5 and a full team, and we went in as underdogs, and we knew that, but we didn't really care. We just went out there and gave it our all, and it's kind of what gave us success when I was there.
What did that do for the community when you guys did that, when you won that series?
Oh, that was huge. We never won one playoff series in Columbus, so you could feel the excitement, and it was the most fun I've had in the NHL winning that series. I wish it could have gone longer. We gave it a good push in the next round, but no, I felt it in the city, so it was definitely a special moment.
Bjork, you like depth on that team. What has depth meant to this team and its potential?
Yeah, it's huge. If you look at our stats throughout the year with guys and so on, it's been every line that's been contributing with goals and certain key moments in games. So obviously we like that to carry over in playoffs, but I think we realized that at this point it doesn't really matter much. It's a new season, and playoffs is a different level.
When you see guys on different teams like Schwartzy and Dunn are having success and helping lift the Stanley Cup, what are you noticing about their habits as we get into the time of year that makes such a big difference?
No, they're the professional players. They put in the work. I think as far as them and the guys who've won, I think you need to listen to them and hear their 2 cents on what brought them success and why they won. So you got to look up to those guys. They've been through it, and they made it all the way. So they got to lead the way, I guess.
Can you recall the last time that you skated 2 days in a row for a practice?
No, it's been a while. So it feels good though.
What's been the focus in these practices, would you say?
I don't know. The coaches have presented things we need to work on. I'll let them talk about that. But most importantly, I think we just got to create good habits in practice. I'm not saying it has to be long practices or so on, but when you're out there, make sure you're moving the puck well and just taking it serious. Get your mind ready for games.
A lot of people talk about wanting to play well going into the postseason. Do you feel like you guys were playing well coming into the postseason?
I think we could have played a little bit better at certain times, but obviously we played well enough to get in, and that's good. But now it's playoffs, and we just got to make sure we're ready for game one. And like I said, it's a fresh start in a sense, and we just got to be ready for game one.
What's been working for your game ever since the beginning of March, Bjorky?
I don't know. Just been more consistent. Played a full game, I guess. I don't know. I've been working hard. My line mates have helped me out too. I like the guys I play with. So no, it's just getting that connection with certain guys and being on the same page, and obviously individually just being ready to play.
You scored a nice backhand goal today. We called it a Bjork hand goal. What do you think about that?
You can I don't know. I don't know. Sure. Yeah.